Welcome to Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Your host, V&M General Manager Kevin Jean and Iowa Ranger Pro Staffer Steve Graff will keep you up to date on what's happening on the best lakes in the Ark-La-Tex region, with a primary focus on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend, two guys who have fished at a high level with Pro-Am experience with ABA, BFLs, Toyota Series, and BASS Opens. Anglers with a wealth of knowledge and willing to share. So pull up a chair, kick back, and see why so many anglers watch Tackle Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tackle Talk Live. I'm Ranger Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with V&M General Manager Kevin Jean. And been temperature change again.
Yeah, Steve, here I am sitting here in a jacket. So
we'll go from short sleeves and shorts yesterday to long sleeves and long pants today. And it's that time of year, guys. I mean, it's just one of those things that we all know it. It's early March. I've had it. And by the way, happy birthday to me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even give me a chance to say it yet.
I'm just, man. I did allude to you already, but you didn't respond.
My bad.
But that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No big deal. But anyway, I have had it snow on my birthday before on March the 7th. So it's not uncommon for us to get these little cold snaps all the way up till middle, maybe halfway into March. I mean, it's possible. So we'll see how that works out. And there are some of us headed for different lakes. I'm headed for Texoma next week. Early in the week, it looks good so far, but I hadn't seen past Tuesday, or Wednesday's forecast. We'll see what that ends up. I'm sure it'll be sleeting and snowing and cold.
Well, and the bad part, Steve, is, man, it was starting to happen. It was starting to happen on all the local lakes around here. I mean, Bass Champs this weekend took 18 pounds to get a check.
Yeah.
Took 18 pounds to get a check in Bass Champs. The Outlaw Sweet 16 tournament, I don't even know how many. I've got the results here. I have to look at how many 16-plus pound bags that was caught in it, including a 14-pounder was caught yesterday in the Outlaw Sweet 16 tournament. I think the winners, they had a 14-pounder and an overall weight of like 27 pounds. So it's happening. It was happening. This little cold snap's going to knock them in the head a little bit.
Yeah.
But it'll be a little setback, but starting that next week, the 19th or so, it should pick right back up.
Right. And also the H&W tournament was on Toledo Bend. They had their weigh-in at Converse, but they could trailer. I know it took 17-something to get a check. 21, I think, and some change won it. Jeff Holder and his partner won that event. So, hey, congratulations to those guys. But they had 100 and don't shoot me, Mike, when I get this wrong. I think it's 105, 106 teams showed up for that event, and which is not nothing unusual for those guys. Shreveport group, they follow the circuit, whatever they're fishing, they follow it really strong. So that's one thing I'll say for those guys. They don't really know how good they've had it, because there's not many regions in this country that's got what those guys in Shreveport have had with the Boss Tournament Trail, which is now the H&W Tournament Trail. They've had it pretty darn good.
No, I agree. Those Shreveport guys, they follow a trail hard. I mean, there's so many fishermen between Bossier City and Shreveport.
Oh, yeah.
There's just so many really good fishermen up there.
Are. You're exactly right.
They do. They have a big following.
And I've got a question for all you guys that fish Texoma. What do you do there? Because I ain't got a clue what I'm doing there. And I want to know this question. If any of you got an answer, please message us on our Facebook page. Send it to us. I want to know, where is everybody? There was one bass boat on Texoma besides me for 2 days. No boat ramp had a boat and trailer on it except for striper guides. And they were very limited on what's going on at Texoma. And I'd just like to know how to catch a keeper. I mean, it was brutal. I've never seen Texoma that difficult to fish ever in my life. You can pick up a shaky head and go catch fish. No, you can't. Not where I was fishing. I couldn't do it. And I was just like, wow, I want to know. But where are the bass fishermen? Why weren't they there? Is there something going on I'm not aware of? Is there poison in the water? What's happening? Because something ain't right. But anyway, so messages on Facebook. Send me a message, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on Texoma. But anyway, moving right along. Kevin, we got a really good show. As you've alluded to, big fish are coming in. OH Ivy, 15, 17-pounder has been weighed in last week. Today we got Bass Champ Sam Rayburn winner, Easton, is it Heigley?
Heigley.
And him and his partner, Heigley and Schroeder, they weighed in 25.94 this past weekend on Big Sam. And and also real quick, guys, Chris Wade wanted me to pass this along. Today is your last day to sign up for the Solo 150 on Texoma. Not the whole circuit, but today's your last day to get in on Texoma. It's a 10-day deal before the day of the tournament, which is the 18th is the official first day. So you got to be signed up by today at 5 o'clock. Spread the word. I put it on my Facebook page. I put it on my personal page, Hooking Up, Tracking Down page. It's out there. If you know anybody wanting to fish this, make sure they know to sign up today because it is the last day to get in that event. So, and by the way, the Southeast Division, Kevin, 130 teams were in and 130 boats were in the first event of the Southeast Division.
Wow.
130. The first place was $18,500 first place prize for a 2-day event for a $600 entry fee. Ain't too shabby.
No,
so
not at all.
That's what this circuit could be. If we just get guys on board here, sign up. It's a great circuit. Chris does a great job of running that. But anyway, and we're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to come back. When we return, we'll have Easton Heigley on and to join talk about his Bass Champs win this past Saturday. Stay tuned. You're watching Tackle Talk Live.
Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in your hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your healthcare needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or you can call 318-508-5323. For all your boating needs, check out Shreveport's newest marine dealer, The Boat Shop. Raymond Kidd and his great staff will take care of all your engine repair needs or anything else that needs fixing. A certified Yamaha Mercury dealer, they carry 2 of the best fishing boats on the market from Sea Arc and Camus. The Boat Shop is never short on trade-ins as they're always willing and able to make you the best deal possible. Looking for great boat accessories? They're a full support Garment and Minn Kota dealer. So the next time you're in the market for a new or used boat, or maybe you just need to service the boat you have, let the Boat Shop fix you up. To learn more, call 318-402-0399 or go to ShreveportBoatShop.com. The next time you're on I-49 just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana, stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors. A store within a store, Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, or drinks, they have it. While you're there, check out Cypress Knee Outdoors and pick up whatever hunting or fishing tackle you need. Top name brands like Strike King, Santones, Pro, or the #1 soft plastics made, V&M. On the hunting side, they carry guns from Mossberg, Winchester, and Remington. Plus, they've got a great supply of ammunition. Let John Abram and his staff show you everything Cypress Knee has to offer. Located just 1 mile east of 127 on I-49 or call 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. Again, I'm Steve Graff, along with Kevin Jean, and we're here. We've got on the Tackle Talk hotline. We've got the man who knows all the answers. He's got all the secrets he's going to reveal because he ain't got nothing coming up at Rayburn. So call your buddies, text your buddies. Hey, you want to find out something about Rayburn today? This man's going to tell us exactly what's going on over there. And Easton Heigley, we got you on the phone, man. We appreciate you taking time to join us and just kind of recap y'all's great win. Again, congratulations, man. I mean, had $25,000, was it $20,000 or $25,000 win? That's ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Heck yeah, man! It was one of those days that's surprising because first off, we really didn't think we had near close to 26 pounds, and then second off, most of the time you're not going to win at Sam Rayburn with that, so it was a pretty pleasant surprise to come in.
Yeah, you never know.
Managed to hold on to it.
Yeah, you never know at Rayburn. That's the thing. You can weigh up 28, come in with 28 pounds in your head, and you're like, I still don't know if we'll win. Where else can you go in the country and that be a thought in your head?
There's not many of those for sure. So, Easton, man, you and Blake's been fishing all tournaments over there all year, and y'all had some good tournaments, some 20-pound bags, but man, this one y'all right at 26 pounds. what clicked here? What happened? Kind of take us throughout the day Saturday morning. Was it a like a lot of Rayburn stuff is, it was a one spot 30-minute whack 'em deal, or was it an all day kind of catch 'em all day here and there deal?
Well, as many checks as Blake and I have made on Sam Rayburn Toledo Bend, I don't think we've ever done it on one spot, and that would be really cool to do and a lot easier. But I don't think we've ever done it. I think we caught 2 or 3 of our biggest ones on the spot we pulled up on probably 10:30. That was probably 5 or 6 spots into the day, wondering if it's ever going to happen,
Yeah.
But,
what now? You say one spot, and everybody, and it's been beautiful. I mean, it has been beautiful all week long. Easton, I mean, how deep of water, like that spot? Y'all caught 2 or 3 of your big ones. How deep of water are y'all fishing? Are y'all up on the bank all day, or y'all out a little bit?
The spot, we caught 3 of the biggest ones on one spot. It's probably 15 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Drops about 18 or 19, but it was really, really, really close to a spawner area. It was kind of, I think they were ready to go. I think they probably just got there, maybe a couple days before the tournament, which is one reason they're fresh and actually bid a little bit as pressured as they've been at Rayburn.
Yeah, good staging spots, which sound like you were on, which those fish just waiting to pull up. So now, I know, talking to some buddies of mine that fished Toledo on Saturday, the wind on Saturday was a factor for them at Toledo. How about at Rayburn? I'm sure it was at Rayburn as well.
We were definitely had to throw with the wind and set up upwind from them.
Yeah,
for sure. It'd have been a nightmare trying to throw into it.
Was we dragging saw plastics? We throwing any kind of crankbaits or anything, or dragging a jig?
We weighed, I think 3 of them come on a Carolina rig, and then we managed to catch 1 of them on a crankbait. But they wouldn't eat that crankbait like they do some days. I don't know. It's kind of been different every day out there at Rayburn this year.
Yeah.
The Texas team trail we fished, I think we had 3 keepers 2 weeks ago and 8 or 9 hours of fish, and then this week you come back and win the tournament,
Yeah.
But Easton, how much you think the weather's played on that? Hot and cold, then we drop back down. I mean, they pull out, they pull back in. I mean, I think that's probably got them a little messed up at this time.
That's it. I mean, if the weather was like it is today or tomorrow or the next 3 days, you might have seen the field completely flopped. It definitely pushed some stuff to us. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't been there. And it's some places we've caught them before that we'd caught them this week, and we just knew they were going to come, A lot of times they get there before the first week of March, but this year with the cold weather and last year with the cold weather, it took them a little bit to get to some of these places.
Yeah, agreed.
What about your Carolina rig? What were you dragging on that?
I was actually dragging a little V&M cricket, that swamp hog.
Oh, baby swamp hog.
Yeah, mixing a lizard in there with that for sure.
Gotcha.
Can I guess the color?
You can try.
Gleason candy.
No, we actually had a black and blue on. I like it because that water gets a little bit warmer before we transition to a lighter color.
Yeah.
I got you. So we got 3 off that spot. You said 10 or 10:30. How do we pick up the other 2?
We went shallow after that, which is really what we like to do.
Yeah.
They hadn't been there all year on that deal. It's been tough. The few that are up there are just getting beat. So we said, we know some had to push this week, so maybe there'd be some fresh ones.
Yeah.
And the week off limits really helps with champs because nobody's been in there plucking them all week.
Yep.
And we managed to roll through some places. And I actually caught the crap out of them up shallow and had 3-pounders on the cold beam several times trying to pick up the last few ounces of that bag.
Yeah.
Easton, you and Blake, are y'all big forward-facing sonar guys? Does sonar play a big role in your fish catching right now?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that because so many guys are using it now. You're like, my gosh, is anybody going to win anymore without using it? But you're the second guy we've had on that who was it we had on a couple of weeks ago at Toledo that didn't use it?
I don't remember.
And but anyway, history has a lot to do with it too right now. It's not like you're going to a new body of water that you've never been on before. And so I think that plays a role when these guys like y'all win a tournament. You got some history there. It's a good spot. And forward-facing sonar probably doesn't even play a role at all. I agree with that.
Easton, did y'all fish the Sweet 16 on Sunday?
We did not. We wanted to leave the weekend on a high note. No telling what would happen the next day. Like I said, we went from 3 keepers to a win. So we figured we'd we'd ride the weekend out on the high note.
There you go. There you go.
I understand that move. I definitely do. The weights were really good. I mean, Bass Champs weights were really good on Saturday. It took $18.35 to get a check. Now, granted, there's not as many boats as there usually are, but still, $18.35 was 26th place. I know it took some. They had a bunch of over 16-pound limits caught in the Sweet 16. So things were chomping, no doubt.
15 bags over 20 pounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for Bass Champs.
Yeah, for Bass Champs.
So things they were definitely munching this past weekend. What's your thoughts on the weather we got coming up this week?
I would be scared to fish this weekend, to be honest with you. I don't really know. I hate being in the cold weather, whether I'm fishing or not. So I'm not really excited about much of nothing. And I think I may see Steve up there at that ABA 150, and we're going the wrong direction for cold weather. We need to be going south.
Well, you're not kidding. I like I said, if you got any suggestions, I was over there last week, dude. Let me tell you,
Steve is struggling.
It was brutal. It was my worst trip I've had fishing in 4 years.
Wow.
I was like, what the? And I've done good at Texoma in the past. And I was like, what the heck, man? What is going on over here? But anyway, we'll figure them out. Maybe the weather, everything will change. You know how it is. I mean, a whole week can make a big difference in our area. So.
It is supposed to warm up next week, and I think some things will get right back to normal. But I really don't know. I don't think they're going to swim far this week, but I think they will position a little different on all the lakes around, from Texoma to Rayburn and all the big tournaments I got at Toledo Bend this weekend. Yeah,
and Easton, I stayed on the Texas side. I probably could have gone in the northern part of Oklahoma, up the lake, and you know, that water warms up a little quicker. I probably could have found something up there. I tried to focus on the end that I know the best and just see. I was limited on my time there, and I said I'll just stay on this end, and I'll go into Oklahoma next practice. But anyway, it should be. I think it'll be better once we get over there. I think it's going to be all right. So.
Easton, what was y'all's big fish? Y'all had right at 26 pounds. Y'all had 25.94. What was your big fish?
I really don't know. The biggest one, it was over 7 pounds.
Yeah.
It was real long, but it wasn't just blowed out like you would think in the 1st of March.
Right.
I definitely don't think it had spawned yet. But
oh, really?
I would say probably 7.5 pounds or so.
So what was your small?
I think we had two that'd probably go right at 3.5 or so.
I got you.
Small side.
Did all your bigger fish come on any particular bait, or was it just different, a mix?
No, I think we weighed I really think Blake popped one on the lizard. I popped one on a swamp hog, and one on the we popped that biggest one on a crankbait.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
So on your deep spot, you caught all three on a different bait.
Yeah.
What when you went shallow, and you said y'all caught a bunch shallow. What'd you catch them on shallow? A moving bait or a soft plastic?
So in that jackhammer about like everybody else. That thing's unbelievable, man.
I agree with you there.
Ain't many people throwing that, you know.
Gosh. Yeah, we really have that figured out.
Well,
that's a top secret. Let's keep that to yourself.
Don't tell nobody about that one. Well, Easton, man, hey, good job. And like I said, I'll see. Hey, make sure you say hello to me at Texoma. And
absolutely.
So, but yeah, man, good luck. Congratulations to you guys, man. Great win. That carry y'all through the year now. Y'all can pack it up and chill out and enjoy life. What the heck? $27,700 win? You can't beat that, man. That's just Bass Champs. Chad Potts and them do a great job with their circuit, man. I have the utmost respect for those guys and the events they put on. They're first class.
They really are, man. They put on more events than people realize, too. Yeah. Everybody was worried about the event they're fishing, but they don't know Chad and Jeff are packing up the trailer and headed somewhere else in 3 or 4 days from when they leave you, know. So
exactly
a lot
right.
of moving parts, and they do really good keeping it all together with all the crazy weather and COVID and all the things that's been thrown at them for the last couple of years.
And there's not a bigger there's not a bigger bunch of whiners on the earth than bass fishermen.
I could not agree more.
Good gosh.
Easton, man, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you being with us, man. We'll talk to you again in the future.
Sounds good, buddy. Y'all have a good one.
All right, Easton. Easton Heigley. And, hey, we're glad he took time out of his day to join us and give us a little insight. Hey, it was good to hear. You know, Kevin, we've heard this year more and more times, guys, multiple techniques to get these wins. It's not like they're pulling up, like he said, on a spot and just whacking them with one thing and they're done.
You know, and I think that has a lot to do with the different weather we've had, Steve. We have right now, or I would say this past week, you got fishes in all stages of what's going on. Maybe not a real hard, spawners yet, but you got some that are wanting to be all the way up there and a foot of water or less. You got some in that 4 to 5 foot range. You're right. And you got some out there in 18 and 20, like he said.
That won't come in for another month.
There's so many fish in so many different places. It's just kind of hard to have that one spot go catch that 30 pounds on.
And you moon guys, March 17th is the next full moon. And that's actually the day before the ABA Open Series, the ABA Solo Tournament on Texoma. So that's on a Thursday. It's going to be the next full moon, March 17th.
How quick does it warm up after this cold front this week? Does it get warm pretty quick?
It gets back up in the 70s. So hopefully, of course, the nights are the important part,
right? And if it's back close to what it was this coming week, after what it was this past week, after this cold week,
right?
I think we're going to have that 19th from the 19th through that 26th, 27th that week there. I think you're going to see a big push of fish running to the bank. And
the other key ingredient we got. 100% chance of rain in this region tomorrow. Yeah. So is it cold rain? Or is it going to be a warm rain? That also has an effect on what's going to delay what's going on. So I know the white perch are also in our region. They're on the bank, guys. Yeah. They're catching them. I got a neighbor. He's catching them off the bank and putting them in a bucket. And matter of fact, I ate some of those last night. Well, they were good too. And but anyhow, moving right along, Kevin. Let's we're going to take one more quick break, and then we're going to come back and go over finish out the Bass Champs results.
Bass Champs results,
and then we'll talk about some upcoming tournaments. We'll talk about the Classic.
We got the Sweet 16 results, Fishermen results from Toledo Bend. Cole Moore won again. That sucker is hot. Won again. Had another 8+ pounder. 20-something pound. I'll have it here in a minute, but hot. I mean, probably the hottest stick around right now. Bassmaster Classic. Jace Chrisley will jump into a little bit. Nick Lebron finishing 18th.
Oh man!
But we'll jump into all that right here, right after the break. A few words from our sponsors.
Yep, you're watching Tackle Talk Live.
Are you looking for the finest custom-built rods ever made? Then look no further than Pride Rods. Fishing rods built to last and made in Montgomery, Texas. Constructed by Mr. Billy Kistler with the finest Gary Loomis North Fork composite blanks available. They offer a complete line of both spinning and casting rods for both fresh and salt water. Pride Rods do more than pass the eye test. They excel in performance as well. Ask your local tackle dealer if they carry Pride Rods and pick one up and try it for yourself. You'll see why so many anglers are using Pride Rods. To learn more, go to priderods.com or call 832-418-6040. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency that has been taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guy for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. Located at 805 Southeast Stalling Suite 3, Nacogdoches, Texas, or call 936-205-4467. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. Once again, I'm Steve Graff, along with V&M General Manager Kevin Jean, and we've got some results real quick. We're going to finish out, recap the Bass Champs Tournament Trail at Sam Rayburn. Kevin?
Yep, so again, first place, Easton Heigley and Blake Schroeder had 5 for $25.94. Second place, Greg Green, Richard Wagnon, $23.59. Third place, Johnny Winfrey. Congratulations to Johnny. And Scotty Reynolds had $22.92 right here in Central Louisiana. Fourth place was Terry Hardy Jr. and Travis Patil had 22.79 with a 10.08 big bass, but that was not big bass of the tournament, Steve.
Yeah, no.
See, where am I here? Fifth place, Wesley Baxley and Austin Woodell had 22.12. Sixth place, Harold Allen, Matt Loescher had 21.91. Like I said, going all the way down the list here, it took 18.35 to get a check. In 26th place, 18.35 got the last check. Big bass of the event, Ed Melton, Brian Bayless had a 10.48. Big bass.
Yeah, exactly. Good job by those guys. And just a name that we all know in this rig, Kevin Lazione and Caleb Lazione at Sunday finished 13th with 20.49. And this was, I hadn't seen this pairing before. Jason Bonds and Derek Mundy.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
That's a new one. And they came in 16th. They had 5 for 19.66. That's two pretty good sticks right there to fishing on Rayburn together. And so Shane Campbell, I see he's kind of on down the list. They finished 22nd, him and his partner at 19.12. Again, they're in 23rd, 22nd place with 19 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
they caught them this weekend. There's no doubt about it. They caught them this weekend. And it happened a little bit everywhere. I mean, Toledo, they caught them. Talking about Toledo, Cole Moore, Richard Moore won the Fishers of Men tournament trail there. Cole, again, probably the hottest stick in East Texas, Central Louisiana right now. Yep. 23.97 with an 8.98. Let's just call it a 9-pounder. Wow. So he's caught a 10, an 8, and a 9 in, I think, 3 weeks.
Wow. And what event was that?
The Fishers of Men.
Fishers of Men.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to all you guys, man. Great job. And it's like Easton just said, with Bass Champ, they're loading up and they're headed for another place, for another tournament somewhere. So, and I looked at their schedule and let's see here. I'll pull it up real quick. There's only one more Eastern Division tournament left, and that's May 14th for Toledo Bend.
One more time for Toledo Bend. And then on Sunday, Steve, they had the Sweet 16 event on Sam Rayburn. Yeah. They caught them again. I mean, they turned around and caught them again very, very well on Sunday. First place was 27-17 with a 14.21 big fish. They had a big bass of 14 pounds, 21 ounces. Second place, Brian Landers and Austin Landers had 26-14. Third place, Clayton Bolwer and Albert Collins had 24-19. Fourth place, Matthew McCardle and Jordan McCardle had 22-71. And fifth place was TJ Goodwin and Philip Krillia with 21-87. So again, Steve, the Sweet 16, they pay out. If you have 16 pounds or above, you get a check. Right. They had to pay out 33 places. Oh, wow. 33rd place had 1633. So they paid out, had 33 bags over 16
that they had to pay out.
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty good. That says a lot about the fishery. I mean, my gosh, that's crazy. Plus with what went on the day before. I mean, those fish were hammered. So real quick, one thing I had forgotten to do that we're going to make sure we get that in real quick before we get to our classic wrap up. This segment is presented by Toledo Health, the Boat Shop, 3J's 4-Way, home of Cypress Knee Outdoors, Pride Rods, Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, and the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Thank you, guys. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. I apologize. We won't never forget that again. But anyway, Bassmaster Classic. Kev, I'm telling you, man, I watched a lot of it live. Probably the most exciting classic we've had in a while. A lot of guys were in contention to
that win. Was the thing. You had a lot of guys that had a chance to win. Going into the final day, all the way up till the final, until they weighed Jace Chris Fish, nobody knew who was going to win it.
No, they didn't.
Jason didn't know. Nope. Welcher didn't know. Nope. Nobody even knew, out of all three of those guys, all three of those guys, nobody knew who was going to win. So that's what made it a good classic. And like you said, nobody ever walked away with it. No. All through the tournament, it was really close.
And I kept anticipating because he had a great start. Stetson Blaylock, man, I thought he was going to win that thing. He caught 2 5-pounders on the day, and usually, which he had the biggest bag of the tournament, 20.9 pounds on the final day of the event. Only bag over 20 pounds in this event. And, boy, if he'd have banged one more 5, he would have pulled it out. He didn't need a 5. All he needed really was a 3 or a 4, and he'd have won the whole thing. And he was fishing his tail off. And another great angler, Stetson's. I think the day will come for him.
No, it will. He's been right there. I mean, he finished 3rd or 4th last year.
Yeah.
He was right there.
Kyle Welcher. I mean, he's kind of
Kyle's a stick.
He's a stick, but he's kind of new to the world.
He's a real quiet guy. He's been this is Kyle's 3rd or 4th year.
I've watched a lot of his YouTube stuff, and he does a great job with his YouTube
Kyle
stuff.
is very, very good. Very good fisherman. Very well respected for, again, I think this is only his 3rd or 4th year as a pro. So no doubt about it. Kyle's going to be there for a long time.
Any surprises to you? I've got a couple that I feel like I was surprised they didn't do better.
There's a couple that, you can say you surprised they didn't do better. Just kind of looking at people's history off of...
Swindle was one. I thought
Swindle's one. Jacob Porosnik has finished 5th and 8th at the Classics there at Hartwell. I mean, you can go down a list, but Steve, it's the Bassmaster Classic.
Oh yeah, Greg Hackney's
there's a lot of gambling that goes on. It's a lot of hero or zero at the Bassmaster Classic. There's no points. They go for broke. It's all about the win. It's all about to get that win at the Bassmaster Classic. So
the biggest upset to me, and probably, and he would tell you the same thing, John Cox. I was shocked that he finished 44th in a shallow body of water like this place fishes. I really thought he was going to be a main player in this event. If I'd have had a fantasy fishing team, I'd have had him probably at the top of my list for a shallow body of water. But
extremely happy for Jason Christie. I mean,
I'm so happy for that guy.
He has been leading the Classic after going into the final day twice before and has let it slip away.
And what was it, 2 years ago? He needed just a keeper.
Yeah. He had 4 fish. Yeah.
And could not get that keeper fish in the boat.
Well, and he kind of said there was other things he could have done then to go catch that keeper, and he didn't. Right. He stuck with his gun and said, "I'm gonna fish this way. If I catch him, I catch him. If I don't, I don't." And he didn't catch it, and that cost him the Classic. Well,
he alluded to that. He said, "I'm a little hard headed."
He
said, "I've done it my way." Is all I'm gonna say. And he did. He did it his way. But hey, congratulations to Jason Christie and job well done. And again, hats off to BASS. Next year, they're back at Knoxville, Tennessee.
Correct. Nick Lebron, 18th place.
Hey,
first Classic.
When Nick jumped to 12th at one point during the day, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. If he makes the top 20, I was like, hats off to you, Nick. I mean, good
The first time at the Classic is a big order. I've been to several Classics, and the first time there, I've never fished one, but I've been behind the scenes. I've been backstage with them.
Me and you both.
The first, your first Classic to fish, to be in, is nerves is an understatement.
Yeah, I used to do interviews when it's been in Shreveport twice. When they come off the stage, they go to the media room where they're fed a gourmet meal right there. That's basically a buffet, but you can pull those guys aside. Hey, Kevin, how was your day? Jason Christie, hey, Jason, how was your day? What'd you do today? And I got a lot of good recordings doing that and had a lot of great interviews, but that's just a sampling of when those guys come off the stage, their day ain't over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's can to can't for those guys up until 8 or 9 o'clock when hopefully they get to get in their boat and do a little retying at some point.
Again, to be able to do that, your very first Classic, Nick will be back, no doubt about that.
Yep.
But to be able to do what he did at his very first Classic, hats off to Nick. That's an awesome showing. And like I said, he'll be back. And when he kind of knows how it goes down and knows how it goes, I talked to him Wednesday. Yeah, I talked to him. Thursday night. First day was Friday. I talked to him Thursday night right before he went to bed because he was busy all day. And he's like, man, it's just. He said it's been nonstop since I've got here. And he says, I'm just ready to make a cast. I'm just ready to get in the boat and make a cast.
Yeah, fishing is the easy part for
hats
those
off
guys.
to Nick. He did a great job, and he will definitely be back with a vengeance.
Yes, and a good friend of ours. We love Nick LeBron to death, and we think the world of him. And couldn't happen to a better guy. And he got great support system. And but anyway, I know he's one of your V&M guys, Kevin, and you couldn't ask for a better rep for him.
Yep.
All right, upcoming events, Outlaw Team Series on Toledo Bend, March the 12th.
March 12th, and then the very next day, March 13th, the Spino Tournament on Toledo Bend.
Out of Cypress Bend.
Huge weekend for Toledo Bend. I hate it's going to be so dang cold.
Yeah.
But for all you Toledo Bend guys, and I'm sitting here speaking to you, and I'm not going to be able to be there this weekend. I'm going out of town. But we finally have some circuits coming to Toledo Bend. Us Toledo Bend guys have got to go support that. If you're able to, if you're home, make sure we support these tournaments so they'll keep coming back. The Outlaw Team Series is their first time to ever come to Toledo Bend.
Yeah.
So
good show.
I hope it's a good show, and I hate the weather's going to do what it's going to do because that's not going to help.
It does warm up during the day, but
it does.
It's going to be cold starting that morning. Get ready for that.
But it's a big month for Toledo Bend.
It really is.
March 12th,
Yep.
March 13th, and then you have 2 weeks after that. You have the Poche tournament, which first place $20,000 guaranteed. 2 weeks after that,
and the Spino Tire is $20,000 guaranteed this coming weekend. This coming weekend as well. So big events, and it's been going out of San Miguel. This year it's out of Cypress Bend Park. So. Make sure you realize that. So, and then you got Bass Champs March 27th, the Mega Bass Tournament on Lake Fork, out of Lake Fork Marina and Motel over there on Lake Fork, Texas. So, a lot going on, a lot of things to fish. And again, all you solo 150 guys, Easton Deluded, he's gonna see me over there. Pass the word. Today is the day you got to get in today. By 5 o'clock, if you ain't called in.
I don't know if they want to get in after hearing your success you had over there in practice.
It will change, and it will get better. So that's all I'm going to say. But, hey, we know how fishing can be, and it was just, I think my timing was horrible. But anyway, it's going to get better.
Bass, Cash, Bass.
Oh, dude.
Get registered.
Yeah.
All right. It started on most all lakes March 1st, so we are a full go for Bass, Cash, Bash. Get registered. Go to the website, basscashbash.com. Get registered. Don't be that guy that's missing out on a chance to win lots and lots of money because you didn't get registered.
A lot of guys are winning. Some guys have won twice already.
And wasn't registered.
And this guy was registered.
Well, I know of one in South Louisiana that caught 2 tags and he was not registered.
Yeah.
Steve, that's $3,000 he could have won, but he did not get registered for $50.
So sign up because it's worth it. I'm telling you. And and again, another reminder, next week we'll be back on Monday again, 11:30. So set your phone, send Kevin a message, make sure he knows that we're on.
I forgot. James, our operator,
forgot today.
Operator texted me about 9 o'clock and said, "Show today?" ? I went, "Oh crap!"
But we got it worked out. It's all good. And hey, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning us in.
We're 9 subs away from 1,000. We're only 9 subscriptions away from 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is a huge deal. So if you are not subscribed, please go right now. Go to our YouTube page, Tackle Talk Live. Subscribe, please, please, please.
James, can we tell who the 1,000th subscriber actually is? Is there a way to know that?
Only if they have their subscriptions public. So if you have your subscription set to public on your YouTube account, we might be able to see who the 1,000th one is.
I'm just thinking a little prize package for the 1,000th person. Could we put something together?
If we for sure knew we could see it,
we'll check into that.
We'll post on the social media platform. Kind of what we will do a giveaway once we get to 1,000 subscribers. We will do a giveaway on our Facebook page. Let's do that.
There you go. That'll work.
We'll do that.
That'll work to celebrate our 1,000th person. So, but anyway, thank you for tuning us in. We appreciate you. If you want to be a part of the program through sponsorship, we'd love to have you. Send us a message on Facebook. Kevin will pack it out to you immediately. And again, we'd love to have you. We appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, you're watching Tackle Talk Live, and we will see you next Monday once again right here for more Tackle Talk Live.